I no longer want that to be my truth. I no longer want that to be my reality. So why am I repeating it? Why am I letting it be my story? If you've ever been grinding hard and you still haven't seen the results you deserve, it's time to start working smarter, not harder. The tips I'm going to talk about in today's episode changed my life, and I know that they can change yours too. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mindfully Aligned. Today, we're diving into Manifestation 101 and how you can use it to get the life that you want. If these tips resonate, drop a like and show some love. All right, let's get into it. So first things first, what is manifestation? I know it's online a lot everywhere, but it sounds a lot like you're just wishing upon a star and you're just gonna sit back and it's gonna come to you like magic. No, that's not how it works. And it's honestly a lot more involved than that. Manifestation is all about aligning your actions, your thoughts, and your whole life with your goals and the things that you want. It's an incredibly powerful tool, especially in this negative world that we live in. You know, there are so many negative narratives that we're surrounded by that we honestly don't even notice it because we just accept that as our reality. Especially if you're a woman and especially if you're a woman of color, you know, there are so many things that we are told is a hard goal to get. Certain things are harder for us. You know, for example, there's a statistic that says that Black women are the least likely to be married of any demographic, which it can bum you out. And you know, if you hear that, you can internalize it and begin to think it's harder to date. It's harder for me to find the right person for me because of who I am. Dating is going to be harder. Dating is going to be tough. Men suck. That narrative is something that we internalize, and a lot of times we don't even realize we are. And then because we're internalizing it, it becomes our reality. Instead, manifestation puts us back in the driver's seat of our life and our reality. And by putting us back into control of our own lives, especially as women, that is a very, very powerful thing. You know, being able to choose what you want out of life, regardless if society says it's easy to get or not. Those negative beliefs are everywhere, and I experienced it too. But manifestation helped me overcome what the naysayers would say and give me what I wanted out of life. So, quick story. I was a music industry major, music business major in college, and upon entering school, our professors told us that getting an internship at a record label, a major record label, is extremely hard to do. Don't get your hopes up because you probably won't, you know, only a select few do, it's very hard. And don't get your hopes up for getting a paid internship either. See, I heard that and I said, you know, that might be true, but not for me. I never accepted that as my reality, and I decided I'm going to do something different for myself. So when it came time to apply for internships, I held that truth in my mind and I visualized my way to success. I imagined myself at this particular company, and I imagined myself working at my desk. I imagined going to meetings. I even went so far as to imagine myself back at school after the internship, giving a panel to underclassmen about advice on how to land a major label internship and how my experience was. Mind you, I had never even gotten an acceptance letter yet. Nothing. I was just going off of vibes. I was already thinking about what I would tell people and the advice I would give people after that amazing experience, and it hadn't even started yet. I didn't even get word that I was accepted. That's how deep I was into the visualization. And you know what? It happened. It came to fruition. So much so that even the panel that I visualized actually happened. I'm not even kidding. I'll include pictures here. Once I did the internship for 2 years, my school reached out to me and asked if I could do a panel talking about my experience just as I had visualized. It all came true, and it was such an amazing full circle moment. It didn't matter that I was told it would be hard to get this position or that it would be nearly impossible, honestly. It didn't matter. I just decided that's not true for me. That's not my reality, and I will not align myself with that. Instead, I painted the picture so vividly in my mind that it became real. My subconscious knew and felt it so deeply, it just became real. And what that was the law of assumption. It is a type of manifestation tactic that you can use. And basically, it's when you are manifesting something so hard that you decide it has already been done. Like, you know it's done, and you assume that everything else that comes in life afterwards lines up with that. It doesn't matter how many times the door gets slammed in your face, you just assume and know that it's already coming, and because of that, you hold firm in that belief, and it becomes true. That's not to say that hard work doesn't count for anything. It definitely does. I did work hard. Absolutely. But if I accepted the narrative that it's hard to get that internship, I may not have even tried, or I might have tried, but have done it from the angle that, I'm going to put this portfolio together and they're not even going to pick me. But instead, I visualized myself as a future employee at Atlantic Records. I practically had the badge on my shirt when I was applying. And that's where the law of assumption kicked in. I was acting as though it was already mine. I showed up as the model employee, the model applicant, and it became true. The same thing can apply to your life. Think about whatever your goal may be and really identify what that looks like, what that feels like. Imagine that future you came back in a time machine and said, oh my God, you did it. You accomplished it. And here's a video of you doing it. You're watching yourself accept the diploma across the stage, or opening the acceptance letter, or whatever that looks like for you. You're seeing it and you're like, oh my God, I did it. I know it's done. Sit and think, what does that feel like for you? Do you have joy, pride? Are you just beaming and glowing inside? That's the feeling that you want to tap into. And then once you get your mind to agree that it's already done, your actions can then follow suit. And that's exactly what alignment is. If your mind knows it's done, you act accordingly, and then those actions bring it into reality. So if our mind fuels our actions, then what we're fueling our minds with must be incredibly important. And that leads into the second part about manifestation, your mental diet. I've touched on this before, but when it comes to manifestation, this is a key, crucial part of how to get what you want, is your mental diet. You can sit and think about what you want all day, but when you look around and you see you don't have it in front of you, it can be easy to fall off that alignment and that mindset that you just try to get. So how do we stay on that course? The mental diet. Basically, your subconscious is where your power lies. The messages in your subconscious control who you show up as each day. So if you want to show up as the person you want to be, you have to start at the subconscious, ground zero. So that goes into, what kind of music are you listening to? A girl who has everything she wants probably listens to positive music, triumphant music that hypes her up each day as she's living the life that she always dreamed of. The person who has their dream relationship is probably listening to love songs and feeling it because it's real for them. Or even the conversations you're having, that's a big one. When you talk with your friends, are you pessimistic about your situation? Are you caught up in your negative current reality, or are you satisfied knowing that it is already done? And the conversations you're having, the way you talk about yourself and your world, does it reflect that? What outlook do you share with your friends together? Going back to the example I gave earlier about Black women in dating, that is something that I internalized for a while too. It's easy to, we hear a lot about how men are trash, and then we see that statistically it's harder to get married, or it's less of us are married. It can bum you out. And I think for a while my conversations reflected that too. I kept saying, so hard dating at this age, men don't take women seriously, this, that, and the third. I'm so tired. And the more I talked about that and that mentality, the more that reality became real. It was like a vicious circle. And I'm just going round and round and round and round, not getting anywhere. It wasn't until I took a step back from that I was able to get into the relationship that I'm in now. I decided I'm not going to think about or perpetuate the narrative that I've been mistreated, or I hate the way that dating culture is now. No, I abandoned all of that because I no longer want that to be my truth. I no longer want that to be my reality. So why am I repeating it? Why am I letting it be my story? If I say I'm never picked, I'm going to continuously be never picked. The same thing goes with anything that we want in life. I know that naturally we want to rant to our friends, but if we speak it, our subconscious hears it. So be careful about the conversations you're having, how you talk about the world with your friends or the people around you. Do you talk as though you're stuck in that negative space? Because if you do, you'll be stuck right there. Or you can talk optimistically, knowing that your situation's going to work out because you use the law of assumption. So for the next week or two, watch your words. Watch how you talk to yourself and others, and you'll see just how much it raises your vibration effortlessly. You'll start to see things turn around in subtle ways, and that'll let you know that you are definitely on the right path. The next tip I have is vision boarding or visualizing. This is key because as you see it, you begin to believe it. Now, again, I mentioned that manifestation is incredibly important, especially being part of a marginalized group where we're told that our goals are farther out of reach. So it might be harder to naturally picture yourself at the head of a boardroom or running your own company or whatever your amazing goal might be. So be purposeful about surrounding yourself intentionally with those images. So I know I talked about this before because it's super important, but vision boarding is crucial. I like to have one on my phone lock screen and on my laptop so that when I'm working, I'm surrounded by images of the life I want to create, the life I want to attract, and women who have also done it. I see Issa Rae and Amber Grimes each day, and I see myself in them. It is so important that we motivate ourselves with people who look like us. If I put Jeff Bezos on my lock screen, it's gonna be hard for me to imagine myself as Jeff Bezos, but I put Issa Rae and Amber Grimes because they look like me and they're doing what I want to do, and it's like, okay, these two women are killing it, they're doing it, and they're right in front of me every single day. You begin to unlearn that negative mindset and instead begin to learn that it can be done because they did it and you're next. Pinterest is one of my favorite apps for this reason. Hop on it right now and type in professional woman who looks like you or artist who looks like you, whatever it is. And also surrounding yourself with success stories of people who followed in your path. Anybody who is at the top of their field probably has a podcast interview or something somewhere. Watch that and listen to that and align yourself with their story. I recommended to a friend who is an artist, I said, start watching artist success stories and they'll tell you about the hills and valleys that they had to go through, the media that you are filling yourself with that keeps you on the path of alignment. When you are surrounding yourself with those images, those visuals, your brain takes you there. You know, again, it's easy to fall off. I'm not gonna lie, it happens. The same way you can fall off of a diet or a training regimen, you can fall off of your manifestation mental diet too. But these little day-to-day tactics are great ways to keep us there. And you know, if you feel like you're getting a little frustrated again with the progress you're making, it just means that, you know, you have to realign yourself with what you want. Why is the picture getting foggy? Let me revisualize this again. Let me write down what these feelings are. Let me write down what this truly looks like for me and get in touch with that. It's hard out here, you know. The world is constantly surrounding us with negative narratives, but a positive mental diet, you know, practicing all those things, it helps us stay aligned with what we're looking for out of life. So all in all, manifestation is about having the clarity to know what you want, really visualizing that, fully feeling it, and knowing that it is done for you because you decided that. And then embodying what that means. Since you know today that it's done, you are confident enough to show up to networking events for your industry or really put yourself out there. AKA, you are taking inspired action because you became that person and now you're acting as them. You are aligning yourself with the road it takes to get there because you know that that is where you're headed. So you're just filling in the blanks. That's basically what manifestation is. Talking, thinking, acting accordingly, and just surrounding yourself with positive messaging. So I challenge you to spend 5 minutes each day aligning yourself with the right energy for the things you want. This could be while you're in the shower, while you're brushing your teeth, And it's not just daydreaming, it's imagining yourself already there and knowing it's done. I know it sounds hard, but the more you practice, I promise you'll be able to do it. And you're not questioning anymore. If it happens, I hope it happens. No. You are knowing it's done. The same way I was rehearsing what I would say at the panel, even though I hadn't even got accepted as an intern yet. I just imagined it so fully that I was able to talk about it in past tense. Knowing exactly what it is you want and acting accordingly is exactly how you harness the power of manifestation. Do those things and I promise it'll work out for you. So that concludes today's episode, and now it is time for the song of the week. This week's song of the week is Already Won by Kalani. This one, it's just such a no-brainer if you've ever heard it. I honestly had to look up if I had featured this song before because I couldn't believe I haven't already. This song was on repeat when I was manifesting that internship for myself because it's all in the title, Already Won. You already have it. It's Law of Assumption 101. It's already mine. And when you are surrounding yourself with that mindset, you are hearing it in your headphones, you're talking about it like it's done, or you're just talking to yourself about it like it's for certain, like I was. You are calling that energy in, and it gives you the confidence and the power to act accordingly. And this song is perfect for nailing that. Again, it is Already Won by Kalani. I highly recommend. And don't forget to listen to the Mindfully Aligned playlist on Spotify. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope that these tips help you out. And if you have any questions, be sure to hit me up on the Mindfully Aligned podcast Instagram. I love talking about manifestation. There are honestly so many ways that it's changed my life. So if you guys also want a follow-up episode on more tips to really manifest your life as well, pass the 101, let me know. I would love to talk more about this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things, show all the love. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.